Yeah, I lost you there.
I forgot what I was saying. You heard?
Yeah, you was talking about the structure
Oh yeah.
and how.
All we need is structure. Just eliminate the bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. And that's 9 times out of 10. That's what it be. It be BS, and that's why races don't don't happen.
Yeah, like I was talking to you the other day. This a dirt bike. Them boys on that motocross. Shoot, them boys. What? Them boys do what? They gotta do two heats of qualifying, right?
Yep. Yep.
And they break it up in half.
Even
Half the bike go one heat, go second heat. Then the third heat is the race.
to even get to the big race.
Yeah, that's all in one day. All in one, within a couple hours. I'm guessing.
Yeah, and all in really, yeah, because they do when they have those motocross, they do multiple class. They do 250,
Yeah,
450.
but you gotta understand they taping this, so that shit throughout the day.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah, so if they can do that in the day, we talking about less than 10 seconds down the track every other minute. You can get a whole lot of races in, man.
Oh yeah, that's why I don't.
People just don't want to be forced to race. But if you don't want to force the race,
don't bring your bike out.
Don't bring your bike out, because we got Billy Bob and Larry over there waiting for the opportunity to take your shine. You know what I'm saying? Because they like the sport, they into it, and they done made up their mind that they gonna work their way to the top. You know what I'm saying? Cool. You want to race in the street? It's gonna make it unpopular to race in the street. You know what I'm saying? Because they could be like, well, shit, why you gonna take it to the track? Everybody be at the track. Them boys be at the track.
And they got the whole setup, the whole.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I want to be able, like I said, this sport is the random. Anybody, the average person can come in, and if the sport is doing good, if it's official, that's sponsorship. It can be a nobody. You know what I'm saying? He done built this bike for the last 2 years, and he ready. Now it's his time to come out. Now he done come out and he done pop everybody at the last 3 events. Pepsi, Coke, Sprite, what's the drink? Red Bull, everybody, Monster. They ready to sponsor him. That's what the platform gonna be about.
Yeah.
It's a 15-year-old, 16-year-old busting all the big boys' ass, riding the big boy. Oh my gosh. What you gonna do with him? He had to go. All y'all getting old. He getting younger. What you gonna do? That now what's so bad? He taking a break from the big boys. Now he dominating all the other class. Stock height,
right.
All that. You know what I'm saying? Now he a full-time champion. He done dominated in all 4 of the sports. Come on, man. He's like a full-time Olympian. Whatever. That's what the sport got to evolve into, man.
I get that, and you brought up a good point to whereas there's not one person riding everybody's bike.
Yeah.
So half time you see, you're not racing because the same person ride both bikes.
Mhm.
But you have some type of class, you have some type of event, you eliminate that.
Yeah, but he still can ride both bikes, but the bikes ain't gonna be in the same class. You know what I'm saying? He can have 2 fresh new bikes where he can race in the little stock slam class for that bike, and he can race the other bike in the big boy. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, big boy can come down if you buy a fresh new bike and put that money in, and we can't say nothing. The rules is the rules. But that's where if everybody start getting like that, that's where it's gonna evolve even more, and you will have more class. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing wrong with different classes. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, just like NFL, NBA, NASCAR, when they start out, they had them rules, but over time, as things got faster, people got bigger, and the sport changed. You had to change some of the rules. The sport evolved.
Yeah, you adjust the rules, you know what I mean? But you have to start off somewhere. Like how you saying, you have to start somewhere, and then you see, all right, we need to tweak this, we tweak that, we tweak that, and over time you have a set standard and a set rule. But you have to start somewhere.
Yeah. You gotta set the rule, and everybody gotta respect it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you ain't want to mess with the structure, we still gonna have grudge racing at every event. You know what I'm saying? You still can grudge race for the grudge races, but we're gonna do this shootout. We're gonna have these class. We're gonna have these tournaments. You know what I'm saying? But you wonder why you ain't get no TV time and no sponsors, because you just a drag racer. You just come here and want to race somebody for 5,000. They ain't looking for that. They're looking for somebody who gonna be at them events every week. One in New York, one in South Carolina, Florida, California. God damn it, we gonna be in Tokyo, Japan with the shit, man. You hear what I'm saying?
Yeah, no.
Global, Australia. Them boys racing in Mexico. You know it. For real.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I like it, and I like I like where it's heading.
You gotta get there. I'm gonna try to push it to get there. Everybody gotta push it to get there. Everybody just gotta keep stepping the game up. Ain't no limit. Somebody gotta keep setting the bar higher and higher. Now we got.
All it takes is one event.
Yeah,
all it takes is one event, and one event, and then those rules are at that event.
Yeah.
That's all it takes is one event, and those rules at that event, and then you just have to keep growing off that, because you're gonna have some backlash on it, but that comes with it. Whenever it's something new, that comes with it.
Just like that,
it's gonna be new. It's gonna be different. But some people gonna like it. And be like, yo, I like how that went. I like how that went. We actually raced. We actually was out there. I didn't have to see who was in my class. I already know who was in my class. You know what I mean? It was already out there.
Right.
I didn't have to argue with this guy to get such and such when knowing he's out of my class. But I got to argue with him because you want to race a new guy. Or the new guy want to race him. You eliminate that.
You don't get no choice of who you gonna race. You know what I'm saying? You racing the next best competition. You know what I'm saying? If you want your choice, you either keep winning the races or you go grudge race, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But you got to have the official and the unofficial. You know what I'm saying? Street racing ain't gonna never die. You know what I'm saying? Street basketball ain't gonna never die. Yard football ain't gonna never die. You know what I'm saying? You can go on and on with the sports. You know what I'm saying? The roots ain't gonna never die. It's just everybody want to be on that top level, and everybody deserve to. So you gotta create an opportunity for people to get on that level.
Exactly. And you want to evolve. You want to keep growing. You don't want to stay the same. You don't want to look 10 years and you're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
Sport hasn't grown. Like it didn't win anywhere.
And with structure, it's gonna help the bikes get even faster, man. You know what I'm saying? You might start when you see one person do one thing, then another person do that. That shit gonna help evolve, and everybody doing that. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to top that. That's what you said earlier, but how everything looked the same. When everything start looking the same, that means the sport done evolve, and it's at that top level where everybody realize, all right, this where it take. It might be Honda. We might over time realize if you ain't got a Honda, you really ain't got a chance. It might be like that. 10 years from now, it might be Suzuki. It might be Suzuki and Kawasaki running the drag dirt bikes right now. Right now it's Honda and Yamaha. 10 years from now, it might be Suzuki and Kawasaki. Who knows?
And that helps. That helps the sport grow.
Yeah.
Because it's all about competition. Well, all right, I see everybody going Yamaha and Honda, and it's gonna be that guy. Well, forget it. I'm gonna go a different route and beat them. Then you got Kawasaki.
But of course,
then you got Suzuki.
Of course, Go ahead. My
No,
fault.
I was done, but
Now, but saying, of
that's what's
course,
gonna happen.
if it get official, that's where the sponsor come be. You know, Yamaha team, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Honda, they gonna have their own people riding this stuff, trying to win the money and win the. You know what I'm saying? And that it's gonna make it better. You. How an average man can buy a bike, and next thing you know, that same day he racing against somebody who makes 100,000 a year racing these things. He's sponsored by Honda or Yamaha. He gotta beat you. If he don't beat you, something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
But that should never happen.
Why? Why not?
Because this guy just bought this bike the other day. He's not even in that class.
If he in the stock height, why can't he be?
Yeah, I get that.
But that's where, as the time evolved, if it be an outlier, it'd be like, all right, well, he just ain't with the sponsor stock height. He with the grudge stock height. You know what I'm saying? Give and take. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, NHRA, yeah, they're showing the big cars, but before that day, they got other stuff going on. They got smaller. You know what I'm saying? Same thing NASCAR. They be having NASCAR, then they had the truck later on that night. I don't know if they still do it like that, but sometimes they used to have the trucks race the same night later on that day on the same track. So you're right, it shouldn't happen, but we can't put too many stops to certain things. Like you said, sometimes you gotta give somebody a chance. You gotta be able to let the underdog shine and get an opportunity to become the big dog. You can't block them. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. But then you can use it to like how battle rap does. You have a proving ground.
Well, but battle rap is like you be having guards taking whack competition, but at the end of the day, sometimes the whack competition become the next guards. It be like that.
But I'm saying, yeah, but they before they even get to that, like before you even get to the main event, you have to go through like a proving ground.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And then once you go through proving ground, okay, all right, this guy got something. This guy got what it takes. He beat everybody in that class. He got what it takes. Now he can apply to go to the main event. Now, in that sense, it's all about which big dog is willing to take this guy from proving ground. You know what I mean? And then that's when they be having the events, the rooks versus vets, the vets versus the rooks.
Yeah.
Then you have an event like that.
But
then you have the grudge events. It could be similar to the same thing. How you say you have a guy that just average Joe. He just bought this bike yesterday and came out here and he racing a guy that's already sponsored. He should have to go through some type of proving ground.
But
he just got that bike. It's stock height. I understand that,
but you can't.
You shouldn't be able to go for this sponsor guy when you haven't even raced Joe, Mo, and Sue.
But here's where you gotta realize, you gotta look at the other side. If the man who's sponsoring so-called making 100,000 off this, and if he gets to that level, that's amazing. If the sport gets to that level, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You can't knock. You got to look at the man who making the sponsor man like. You can't look at the man who just came here today like what he did wrong. Like you can't look at him in nowhere but as you gotta look at the other man, the sponsor man, like what just happened? What's the history just happened? Now you can have a fluke race. Yeah, you can. But
so is that something, since he's in stock height, and you know, me being, let's say I'm in the shoes. I know damn well if I'm in the shoes and this guy just bought this bike the other day, I'm not racing him. If I'm sponsored, my team won't allow me to race him.
Well, that's where I feel like if I have any control or say so, I feel like that will make the racing sport different. Like I say, that's when I started off. You forget, in the first start off, the sport, I feel like what makes it different is the average man can step in the game tomorrow. You can't be mad at it. You gotta come to the race. How you gonna say you can't? Even though you sponsor, why you saying you feel like you shouldn't race that man? You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this. So you will force a team, you will force a guy that's already sponsored to race anybody, really.
No,
If you
no.
stock height and you just got this bike the other day, yeah, you said the average guy can come in the game and race right away. So what I'm saying is, you just got this bike a week ago, and you just came in the game. I don't know nothing about this bike. You haven't raced anybody. You just coming straight from me. I'm going to tell you as a sponsor guy, and I'm just saying, like, if the track say, oh, you have to race this guy, then I think that track will lose people, because you telling me this guy just came over and you telling me I have to race him when I'm proven, and I won a bunch of races. I lost some races too, but I'm proven. I got my sponsorships to back me up, this and that. I'm not saying I don't want to race him ever. I'm saying, you got to take a couple races before you even race me. It's other bikes in here it's other people in this class that are not even sponsored.
But
that's still waiting for their chance to race me, the sponsor guy. But you're going to give this guy who just came in the game last week a chance at me? That's when you get confusing. That's when you get the whole, hey, man, I've been here. I've been waiting my turn to race this guy. It's 20 stock height bikes in here. I've been waiting my chance to race this guy. But this newbie just came last week and jumped in. He's stock height, and he gets a chance to race him. That's I'm not saying racing is fair, but that's not, as a team and a sponsor guy, I would say, oh, I'm not racing this guy. And plus, and another thing, if a guy is sponsored and, this and that, you have to give him some type of respect. He should be able to choose his races. If he can't choose his races, then I'm going to another league.
Well, that's where I would tell
right.
you. I tell you, you can't hate if a man got the money to buy something and create something in less than a week and become a top dog or have a top bike. You can't be mad at that. But you got to understand, if you do some research on motocross, all them boys that's racing, they ain't sponsored. Some of them independently. Some of them just got rich. Some rich family got a son and they sponsor him. You know what I'm saying? And he got the same opportunity, and he racing with the rookie Carmichaels, the James Stewart, and all of them. You know what I'm saying? James Stewart was independent at one point. You remember?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
that's two different things, though.
No, it ain't two different things, because the same argument you saying, who's this guy? I'm sponsored. That's the same thing they been saying with James Stewart. But what James Stewart been doing? Busting their ass. He get on that track at the same gate, same starting line, same, and them boys was sponsored, had better bikes.
Mm-hmm.
He made Kawasaki. I don't know if he was on first. I'm pretty sure he was on Kawasaki first or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was independently riding Kawasaki, busting them boys off talent. So you can't sit right here and say, anybody can't sit right here and say, oh, I'm not gonna race him. That's what's gonna make the sport better. Now it's gonna have to evolve into having structure and class. But we can't knock a new person, and that's what you said earlier. Not saying we can't flood it and say give everybody a chance. It got to be some kind of structure. But we can't knock a new person coming in, because they might be better than you. We can't say that. The bike might be faster. We can't judge a man off how the bike looking or whatever like that, just because he got a new year. It is what it is. He might have some magic in the bike. You know what I'm saying?
So you just really went with. You just really proved my point when you said, yeah, you can't flood it. You can't just let anybody. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you let this guy in. He had to, what? I just show up with a new bike. Hey, I'm trying to get in. I just got my new bike.
But that's what I've been telling you.
At first, you just gonna throw him right to the top, dog.
But that,
the reason why I say, only reason why I think this is different than motocross is because you're on a dirt track. You're doing multiple laps, this and that. You're doing multiple laps, this and that. Everybody at the same starting line. It's what, 12 people a race, or 15, whatever the case might be, 15 people a race. They all on the same line as a dirt track. This is different because this is drag racing. There's only 2 bikes on the track. One on the left side, one on the right side. And you trying to tell me, yeah, I get it helps the sport. And you trying to tell me, I get the whole class situation, this and that, but you trying to tell me, we just got this event. Let's say we already had 3 events already. On the 4th event, this guy just come up out of nowhere, new guy, this and that, and he come in, he said, I qualify for this class. I want to race this guy right here, and he pointed at the top dog in that class. You trying to tell me
ain't no choosing in class racing? I already said that. Ain't gonna be no choosing. It's gonna be structured. In the NHRA, NASCAR, you don't choose who you race, but they got a different structure. But you.
So that's the case. So how you gonna structure the races? How you gonna structure who race who?
Yeah, that's why I said I ain't got the answer right now, but that's where it had to come off time. You know what I'm saying? It got to be a certain time. Like if you don't run under this time, you just can't even get in that class. But once you done qualify for that time, it is what it is. You got to do something to your bike to make it a little faster.
Gotcha. So that's the thing. So the top guy in that class is not gonna race that newbie. Yeah, we all start hype, but he's the top guy in this class. He's not gonna race the newbie that just came into the 4th race.
He could, cause that's what I'm saying. It'd be other factors, but if we talk about starting off, I can't say that's where I said earlier about I can't give everybody a chance, but we gotta use the eye test. And if we do give them a chance, that's where the pride in the conversation with the person that we do give a chance, you understand, like, all right, for the respect of the sport and the structure, or whatever the structure is called, you're going to have to go down to another class, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's going to cost to play, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be about the money too, you know what I'm saying? We racing, you know what I'm saying? If you grudge racing for money, you dang right. That's where the sponsors and everything, it's going to be money, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be class, you know what I'm saying? If we got 50 people in the shootout, only the top 15 get paid, that's what it's going to be. But with all these questions we having now, we recording it, it's something to go back and get feedback for other people with, oh, hold up, well, if you say this, it might be somebody else to clear up that. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got the answer for that right now. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But we can't knock the new one. That's why I said the thing about this sport, it could be the average person that sees something and they want to do something by next week. We can't knock them. But with racing, it's gonna humble them, and that's where it's gonna have to be officials. They'll have to tell them, all right, yeah, it's gonna be some kind of have to be some kind of qualification. You know what I'm saying? We can't let somebody that we ain't never see ride. Rather you got 100 people saying, yeah, he ride in the neighborhood, he good. It gotta be some kind of structure. It gotta be some kind of safety. That's when the whole thing of official and yeah, it's gonna be that. But I just
don't want to get to where it kind of sounds like you say right now it's a big pool. You got the big dogs knocking off the newbies and killing the newbies, right?
Yeah.
So that's kind of it's kind of like it's not the it's kind of like the same thing in a sense because it's the big dog of that class knocking off the newbie of that class. You get me?
But the newbie ain't got no class to fall back to. Alright, if the newbie want to jump up there to the big dog, to see where he at, or to feel like he coming to win. Alright, he got.
I mean, they in the same class. This is the top dog of that class. So you trying to tell me I'm the newbie? It's the same thing as we all in the same pool and a big bike racing the newbie.
Yeah, that's how I keep trying to tell you. If you gonna have sponsored bikes, If it's up to me, you would have Big Dog sponsored bike, or rather, the Stock Hike sponsored bike racing with somebody who ain't sponsored. You know what I'm saying? It's certain thing. It can be the shootout. It can be class racing. But if it's gonna be class racing, of course it's gonna be some kind of structure, some kind of qualifying. But if you talk about a shootout and a class race, two different things. A shootout is whoever in the shootout, it's a head race. It's run what you brung. So that's what it says. It's gonna be different structured things. It's gonna be different events. It's gonna be different classes. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be different type of shootouts. You know what I'm saying?
I get that. I just feel like it's going to have to be something to a sense to where I get what you're saying, but
see,
in some sense, it's going to have to be some type of, you just can't come in and automatically hit the big dog. That's just like track. That's just like track. Let's use track for example.
But
everybody in the same heat, but the people who got the fastest times are in lane 3 or lane 4. You feel me? They got the best lane. So,
but who is
in this sense, you come in. I race half of these guys. I'm the top guy. This and that. My next race, I'm knocking these people off. This new guy come in. I want him to race someone else before he races me.
Why it gotta be like that though? Why you feel like you the only one should be able to tell somebody else who they should race or who they shouldn't race?
That's just like battle rap. That's just like everything. You have to knock off somebody to get to the big dog.
Well, that's
the big dog.
Well, that's where it's got to be kind of the structure come in play, the rules come in play, the officiating come in play, and you got to set what the rule is. You got to say at the end of the day, you can't say you too good to beat somebody who ain't proven. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going to help keep. It's going to keep the sport on the edge. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might come and have a fluke, a 1 year fluke, but that's racing. That's sports. I just want.
If that's structured, but okay. So it's structured. Let me get both sides of this. So it's structured. Newbie can come in and race the big dog. But what if the newbie come in and he don't want to race the top dog of that class? Then what? Is he forced to race that guy?
No, he pick his own class. I said that. He can pick his own class.
No, I'm saying he in that. No, I'm not saying the big. I'm saying like he's like you have a class.
You can't dodge nobody. Ain't no dodging nobody. You can't dodge nobody.
Within that class, it is a tier. You feel me? That's with anything. So that's what I'm saying. So if he come in, he don't want to race the top dog right now. Reason why? Because he feel like he would be better off racing this guy, then race the top dog.
Well, nah, it don't work like that, partner. You know what I'm saying? You show up, and if we drawing numbers at the hat or whatever like that, to stay number one, you gonna have to race 10, 8, 7, 6, and whatever like that. Before number 10 became number one, number 10 was number 10, and number 10 had to race number 1 or number 2. Just cause you nobody and you race number 1 ain't gonna mean that you rank number 1. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. If it's class racing, it was already qualifying and structure. That's what class racing is about. I can't remix that. Class racing. So it ain't gonna be that in class racing, unless it's somebody who got the money. That's why I say it's gonna be some outliers, and that's where it's gonna be. But that's gonna help make the sport better, and that's where if somebody, if I'm at the end of the year, we do a review and say, okay, this bike right here, we didn't see this coming. This bike was a new bike, and it dominated two different sports. So let's put this rule into play where it forces a bike like that to stay in one class instead of dominating 2, where it gives the other class room to evolve too. You know what I'm saying? I don't want fast bullshitting with the slow. I don't want slow bullshitting with the fast. But at the end of the day, we still racing, and you can't limit the slow, because the slow gonna get fast. and the facts gonna get slow over time. So we can't just keep on pitting the sponsor guy, giving him passes. Hold up, you gonna have to you gonna have to grind it out this week right here. You know what I'm saying? It gonna be like that. It should be like that for everybody, sponsor or not. That's what's gonna make it better.
I mean, we're gonna see how this goes. This is an interesting take. It's definitely gonna be things that need to be massaged out. But I like the train of thought. I like where you headed with it and how it should be. The main thing is going off structure. It has to be some type of structure, like you said, and that's gonna take it to another level. And I agree with everything, 100% on that. It's good now, but it could be better. That's how everything is. It's good now, but it could be better. It could be more. So I'm just happy to see where it's gonna go.
Yeah. Got you, man. But shit, we done ran up a good hour and a half.
Hey, it's always good talking to you, man. It's always good, having these discussions, going back and forth. Just kind of sharing our 2 cents and just kind of, I'm just happy you have me on the show and just kind of get my thoughts out there and we just have this discussion.
Right on. We're gonna have to do a part 2 probably. Let's do a part 2 as of July. Let's see, August, September, October. Probably like October, November. 3 months down the road, we have a whole lot more to talk about, and it'd be more of a fresh topic. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely, and we can just from there, we can just compare our conversations and see how much the sport have grown since then. So I'm looking forward to it. So I'll be happy to.
Well, you part of episode 1. I'm gonna call this, I guess behind the drag scene or something. I don't know. I think it's something, but this is gonna be episode 1 of such and such, and we're gonna do a part 2 in November, October, whatever.
All right, thank you, man.
All right, we out. Grudge Life Academy.